Why is everything so fucking expensive?
Gas, food, rent, or mortgage.
Even in my main job, I'm making over 20 an hour, but I'm still barely making ends meet.
I make $600 and something a week if I'm lucky.
I have a fucking master's degree. I still can't afford shit in this economy.
Americans are working harder, sacrificing, doing everything they can. Yet, the system is pushing them further behind. The wage is not keeping up with the cost of living. Many are feeling the burnout, inside out. You feel it, you don't feel it, we all in the same boat. You step outside, the gas will tell you. You go to the grocery store, your pocket will tell you. Make sure you guys subscribe and comment. Let's check out this video.
I'm so fucking mad. So turn this down if you're gonna watch it, because I'm just gonna go off. I am so fucking mad. I'm so tired of working so much and not having anything left over to show for it. Nothing. So sick of anytime I turn on fucking the TV, I get, oh, we're winning. We're winning. America is so fucking hot. To fucking who? And who describes a country as hot? Oh, I fucking worked so hard the last 3 weeks, and look, everything in front of me is sold. I sold all of this shit, right? I sold all this shit. After I pay my electric bill, which was $400 fucking for a 1-bedroom fucking house, I will then, and I bought 170 whatever worth of groceries last night. I will now have to choose making the car payment or trying to buy some school clothes for my kid.
Car note, car insurance, cell phone, health insurance, gas, food, rent, or mortgage, school activities for kids, kids sports, daily living. Do the math. You tell me what it takes to pay for all that, plus whatever else I left out. There's no way 20 bucks is gonna make it. 30 bucks ain't gonna pay for it. You're gonna be in the red. If you don't have a 2-income household or making $40 or $50 an hour, you can't afford it. Health insurance is about to double. Did I mention that? And on top of that, the man running the country is talking about he met the president of Puerto Rico when he is the president of Puerto Rico. Bro, we done. America will not shake back. You got the military all over cities. You got prices raising above what people can afford. Convince me I'm wrong, please.
You know how everyone's telling us, like, you just need therapy, like you're depressed, and it's like, no, we're broke. Because why is everything so fucking expensive? Like, I moved to a different city. My auto insurance went up like $20. I don't know why. I called them and I was like, why did this go up? And she was trying to figure it out. And I was like, I also need to update my address because I just moved. And she goes, okay, with your address updated, you live in a higher risk area now. Surprise. So she said it's going up $120 a month. I was calling to figure out why it went up $20, and then she made it go up more. And I said, please don't do that. I can't afford it. And she said, I can't change it. And we're not depressed. We're broke. We're broke.
Bro, and there's just nothing else that you can cut back on, boy. There's no more cutting back on Starbucks, coffees, subscriptions. It's nothing left. I'm out here managing and budgeting using the vending machine. I'm going days where I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna eat for lunch. I'm gonna wait till I get back home. Ain't nothing else left to cut out. It's crazy. I'm making the most money I probably didn't ever make. Ain't no probably. I didn't ever made. Yeah, I don't ever see it. It be gone. The bills be snatching it. I'm not even gonna say we not making enough money. Everything just too high. Ain't no way at 36 an hour, getting close to 40 an hour, you just barely making it. You just be having enough and maybe a couple hundred extra. That's crazy. What is going on?
Dude, the cost of living is like legitimately fucking impossible now. And gas is like $4.60 a gallon where I live. I mean, what are we supposed to do? You know, these fuckers are just making it harder and harder for regular people to get by. And now it's like, what are we even going to do this summer? We might not be able to afford to do anything. So, like, what's our recourse? I think the only thing that we can do is go to the wood shop in Brooklyn on May 16th. Because I'm going to be playing with Zabor and we're going to be playing dubstep. It might be the last thing you can afford to do this year. So you better come out. Also, I don't know when I'll be playing again. So if you caught me at Lost Lands, if you're in the New York area and you want to see me again, now's the chance. Because I'm 39 now. Who knows if I'll be alive next year? Anything's possible. I'll see y'all in New York.
Cost of living? You mean cost of existing? Just spent $180 on 3 bags of groceries and some kitty litter from Woolworths. This isn't living. This is barely scraping by. You got the crisis bit right. Not really sure what I'm being charged for because I didn't ask to be here. And not for a lack of trying. Oh man, what is this economy? Who out here isn't struggling? When are they gonna fucking do something about it?
The price of literally everything has gone up so fucking much to the point where everything is literally unaffordable. I have a fucking master's degree. I still can't afford shit in this economy. Gas is through the roof at over $5 a gallon here. It costs $100 for me just to fill my fucking gas tank. Grocery prices are over fucking $500 for a family of 4 for the month. And that's not even buying the extras. That's getting half the generic shit and shopping at Costco in bulk. And don't even get me started on trying to budget and save, because all I do is use this app to track my subscriptions every month to make sure that I'm not overspending on anything that I don't need to be spending on. Honestly, it's fucking insane at this point, but what am I supposed to do to make a living and then also have any kind of social life at this point? You can't.
So this is just going to be a little rant about how this country hates single people. You cannot succeed in this country if you're a single person, I swear. So I'm trying to move out of where I live now. I have a terrible living situation. And it's impossible. It's literally impossible. For a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house or apartment, everywhere I have looked near me is starting out at $1,200 to $1,400. How much is it for a 2-bedroom though? Starting out $1,200 to $1,400. So if I had a second person, this would probably be way easier. Not to mention, you cannot even have pets at any of these places. How you gonna allow children that will absolutely do damage? But my cats who sleep all day, they can't come? And then Verizon, I need you to count your days. I'm supposed to be paying $85 for unlimited everything. Somehow, though, my bill is always $99. And I just got an email a few days ago telling me that my plan is going to be raised by $4. So I still have a $100 phone payment. So then I was looking to change phone providers because no. But that's pretty much the price anywhere for 1 line. Now, if I were to sign up and get 4 lines, it would be $100. So I can pay for 1 line, which is $100, or I can get 4 for $100. Make it make sense. What the hell? So they're making it to where you cannot survive this economy by yourself. And I don't like people. So like, I don't want people in my space all the time. I'm living with a nightmare roommate right now, and I am miserable. So I know everybody else has got to be.
Did you know that you could have a master's degree and have been working in education for over 10 years and get paid once a month? And once you pay everything, bills, ooh, look at my dry skin, bills, rent, other bills, more bills, no gas, no, I'm not talking about gas, I'm not talking about food, just bills, just rent. Do you know that you only have $10 left for 30 days?
It's a shame that I have to consider getting a second job just to make ends meet, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Your main job is supposed to suffice for taking care of yourself. Even in my main job, I'm making over 20 an hour, but I'm still barely making ends meet. So I had to consider getting a second job just to make ends meet, and that's not how life is supposed to be. I really despise people that voted for Trump. And really, prices were still expensive under Biden, but they had a plan. But Trump, I didn't vote for him, but he's doing everything but lower prices, right? Like he's not doing anything to really help the economy in a way for us that are suffering to make ends meet. He's not helping in that way. Only thing he's doing is making things worse. And life is not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to be able to make ends meet. But in this economy, it's almost impossible without a second job or a second income. And that sucks.
I live in a place that I can't afford. I work so very hard to not be able to afford to live in Virginia. In my area, everything is so expensive. And for what I do, for the corporation I work for, which is a very big corporation in this area, I still can't afford to live here. Nowadays, you cannot get a decent apartment without paying thousands of dollars to live there. And I'm being told I don't make enough money to buy a home where I live, where I work, where I pay taxes. I can't afford to buy a house. I don't make enough money for that. I think it's just so sad and sucky to put so much work in to look up and realize you only paid bills and taxes and you can't afford to have something of your own without making a ton of money, which you should be able to make the money to live where you work and pay taxes. It makes me so frustrated to be a single mom, to be a full-time worker, to actually do well at what I do and still not be able to have things of my own because the area does not pay its people what it costs to live in the area. That is so insane to me.
So we in America can't even afford to live anymore. This 1976 cost of living, the average income was $16,000. A home was $43,000. New car, $5,000. Rent, $220 per month. Just look at these prices. So based on that, they're saying that the average income should be what, $84,000 now? So that means that with $240,000, I should be able to buy a new house. It's not possible. And also the average income is not 84,000. You know, most people are making way less than that. 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, $60,000, but it's not 84,000. And based on this, I should be able to get a new car. That's what? It says it would be like $5,000. So if my income is 80,000, a new car should be like $20,000, which most of the time they also are not. I mean, unless you're getting a value car. Also, if we're looking at this, your rent for the year should only be 15% of 6,000, which would be about 2,000 something dollars, which our rent is not 15% per year. It's like 30 or 40% per month. So yeah, something is definitely wrong. New car, nothing is adding up. So basically, we're not making enough to support what things cost, and it's a horrible thing.
It is far past time that Pennsylvania raised the minimum wage. Surrounding states have had a higher minimum wage than us for a number of years, and people in Pennsylvania really need to see this increase. The prices of things keep increasing, but wages, they just aren't. Honestly, $15 an hour is not enough.
I work 40 hours a week. I can't afford to pay for an entire week of hotel rooms because I don't make enough money for it. The average hotel for a week here is $450 plus taxes. I make $600 and something a week if I'm lucky. I have been trying to pay back my my debt so that I can get an apartment because my credit is so bad that no one will rent me an apartment even though I have clear rental history. And technically, I can afford to rent the apartment based on the money that I do make, but because my credit is bad, they will not rent an apartment for me. That being said, that same apartment that won't rent to me does not even report rental payments to credit. So even when I do rent the apartment from them, they won't be improving my credit at all, but they use credit as a means to stop somebody from being able to rent to them. The average apartment in my area is $1,200. I have not found any apartment less than that. That is about 2 weeks of my full paycheck in order to pay, but still cheaper than living in a hotel room. At least then I'd be able to cook
my own food instead of having to depend on fast food and what I can put in my car with a bag of ice and like a little freezer thing. I haven't eaten a full meal in maybe a week or so. I had 2 tacos yesterday because that was all I could afford. I'm having problems at my job, but I can't even afford to leave that job because if I do, there's no possibility of me being hired anywhere else. I am $27 short for being able to rent a hotel room for tonight. So I will be driving around parking lots because I don't have any other money to do anything else. And even if I do use the $27 and I do manage to get the $27 to get a hotel room, that will be all of my money until I get paid next week, which means I won't be able to eat. That is what it's like to live in America. That is my truth.
Median income for the southeast of the United States is about $58,000 to $62,000, whereas the average cost of living is $55,000 to $60,000. This does not take into account additional debt payments, childcare, emergencies, or vacations. The average cost of a home in the United States is about $430,000, meaning that in a household where 2 married people are making approximately $60,000 to $65,000 a year, one person's income goes 100% towards cost of living. The other person's income goes 100% to savings. The individual who is saving every penny that they have will take approximately 12 to 18 months just for the down payment on that house, assuming the market does not change. Tax rate in America is about 35%. However, once you incorporate sales tax, state tax, if you have it, stuff along those lines, you're going to be closer to 50, 60% of your income going towards Trump's ballroom, football stadiums coming to your city, fucking foreign wars that you don't consent in, a lot of other research programs that people really know nothing about. The political system is absolutely corrupt all the way to its core, and its followers, primarily consisting of left and right, are all individuals just too fucking stupid to manage independent thought. So they don't even realize that their parties are left and right wing of the same bird. Nobody seems to hold pride in their ethnic or religious identity anymore. More just whatever title is slapped on them by failed politicians that continue to campaign on empty promises. And if you're somehow lucky enough to not be killed by the pesticides in the food, the heavy metals in the air, or chemicals in the water before you hit the age of 67 to 68, you can possibly retire, where you then have 5 to 8 years until you fucking croak and now you're 6 feet in the ground. As dramatic as it may sound, I'm not entirely sure when the transition happened from the country that I was told about growing up versus the country that I actually got to inherit as an adult. But this isn't it anymore. This is not a fucking country. This is a labor camp. And it seems like the more people I talk to, the more I open up my social circles, the older I get. The new American dream is just get the fuck out of here. You know, I can't say I blame anybody for thinking that either. The older I get, the more I realize I've seen too many countries. I know there's too much out there to offer to settle for this corporate crock of shit that people call freedom.
I really don't want to live anymore. Not because I don't want to be alive, because being alive costs so much money. Eating, showering, putting clothes on your back, putting food in your stomach,
Wiping your ass.
toilet paper's going up. Everything just costs so much. Like even the stuff I don't want to do. Laundry. What the hell? Take me to another planet where the currency is love. I have a lot of that. And then you got people making meme coins, making millions off of them. What the fuck is that shit? Back in my day, we used to make money for things that were real, that I could hold in my hand. Now we're just making shit up in our imagination and selling it for millions. Bitch, I do that in my dreams. Fucking pay me. Turn me into a meme coin. Someone use that right now. Sell it right now. Make millions. And cut me a little piece, please. Just need a piece of the pie. Not the whole thing. I'm not greedy. It's either that or we all go on strike, and I need you all on the same page. Stop paying your rent. What the hell, you responsible adults? Stop it. Just go on strike with us. Because I know nobody wants to be paying for all this stupid stuff. Like being alive. That's so dumb. That's why I don't want to be alive no more.